I'm Bea, and I'm a clairvoyant psychic medium and spiritual healer based in New Zealand. This is, I think, a video that is a long time coming. So this is a collective channeled insight video from my dreams. I've been dreaming a lot. So this is a very general collective insight video, so it's going to resonate with a lot of people. A lot of what I say may not resonate with anyone. You may resonate with tidbits of it. Yeah, okay, so let's get into it. Okay, so what have I got on my notes here? First off, it's really, we have just come through a really big astrological, I'm reading the cosmic weather, that's what it is, but it's collective, and it's what's happening and what we're feeling, where we're going, where we're being guided, and it's a lot of energies opening up, and we're feeling it. Okay, so first off, the first thing that happened was we just moved through a really big astrological ending, which was Pluto in Capricorn and Pluto into Aquarius, and that I'm not sure of the dates of what happened and how long, but it was a very transformative ending. So when I was reading the full moon energies, it was pertaining to the lead up of that astrological event, that the feelings of just having been finished with stuff and wanting to close the door. You don't want to deal with it anymore. People are annoying you, that type of thing. And the vibrational matches just aren't matching any longer, and it is hard to maintain the friendships, the work relationships, and it becomes almost like this drag with so go back and watch the full moon. Circumstances changing. So with this collective energy reading and insight, I've just been dreaming of a lot of things. Definitely circumstances changing. And I would like for you to go back to 2020 when the lockdowns began. Here in New Zealand, it was in the end of March, I think, in 2020. If you want to check whereabouts you were when the lockdowns happened, and what you were doing in your life around about that time, and how you were feeling, and what you were doing, and what did you do between 2020 March and now up to 2024, and how are you feeling now, and where you want to go, and what's changed. It's been a very, very transformational year. It's been a very hard and challenging year for a lot of people. And sometimes you really have to move through a lot of that stuff, and it's sort of like cleansing us so we can move forward into higher vibrational energies and start matching. Okay, so first, start matching better things. So the first thing that happens when we let go of a lot of energetic baggage that just isn't working for us anymore. Say you got married in 2020 or something like that, and the last 4 years you started thinking that actually this person I've married is starting to drain me and annoy me. That's because the last 4 years we went through a cosmic reset, and it began with the coronavirus and the consciousness of China, and we got reset, and these massive cycles happen. They affect us. And so you've probably reached the end point now of this restart, that in the brighter energies that are opening up, and you're sitting there thinking, why, for example, why did I marry that person? I've married the wrong person. Okay, I don't want to lead this business anymore. I was going all right with it, but for some reason, I just don't want to continue with this. It makes me money, but I don't like it, and it's just not who I am. That's because you're connected into higher vibrational energies on the soul energy in the cosmos, and you're not feeling resonant with what you had done before. And so when these higher vibrational energies come in, we start feeling them and being like, oh my God, you start feeling, I want to upgrade my life. I'm so bored. I don't want to deal with this anymore. These people are annoying me. I'm not making the money I want to make. I'm not feeling the way I want to feel, and that's because these high energies come in and affected you, and now all of a sudden you're feeling like, damn, I want different things for my life now. I've got this itch, I've got this scratch, I want to expand out. And that's because the last 4 years we were all sitting, I'm like, and just moving through all this icky energy. Maybe just having some really not nice things happen, feeling really average. I look back over the last, and it can sort of, yeah, and almost like the cosmos is sort of beckoning you and being like, hey, but you might start having dreams. I wouldn't be surprised if people started having higher dreams or a little bit of tidbits of stuff that were coming up for them in the next few years, just sort of showing you and gently guiding you what is possible now. Because I did feel like the past 4 years, everything was very shut down. And I know for a big group of people who resonate with me, it's been very trying 4 years. It's been very hard to try and reach abundance or feel like you're getting somewhere, especially if you're a woman and you resonate with the divine feminine energy. It has felt horrible with the divine feminine energy, but all good. The gateways are, flowing now. So we're flowing. So yeah, with these cosmic reset, it's like the energies in the cosmos just have to be realigned. We have to sit there and be like, and be a little bit shut down in the crown chakra and maybe be shut off cosmically and energetically while we just sort of move through negativity and not nice connections and whatnot. And what I was saying was when those high vibrational energies come in, that means it's time that you can upgrade and evolve your business. Okay, you can upgrade and evolve your love and relationships. You can upgrade and evolve where you're living and whatnot. So I've been dreaming about a lot of that. Very important to go back to where you were in 2020 with the coronavirus and the lockdowns. What happened with your business? What happened with your wife? What happened with your, what else was going on? And how are you feeling now? Is a really good reflective thing just to go and take some time to yourself in nature and ask yourself, where was I in 2020? What was I doing? What am I feeling now? Because it's almost like this lump of energy is being removed, and we're feeling a lot lighter. So with movement, different movement, changing circumstances for a lot of people, and this is going to continue over the next 3 to 4 years. So when these new energies open up, we can all of a sudden feel very excited for things that we weren't feeling before, or we could feel really, really dissonant with what's going on in our life, and we're like, no, this is not it. So it just depends where you're at and what you're feeling. When I say this high vibrational energies opening up, we all of a sudden get higher dreams or intuitions, or maybe I want to go into interior design. Maybe I want to buy some property and hire someone to design it for me instead of being like, I'm going to stay in this office and do blah, blah, and all of a sudden we're like, no, I'm moving to Europe. Those types of feelings. So there's a very big importance here on land energies and the consciousness of countries as well. So it feels like a lot of people are going to start moving around, or they've just sort of been locked in or locked down in one space and they've been really unhappy, or it's been really hard to, or there's been a lot of trials and tribulations, and it's been really, really hard to feel like you have the freedom to go and do something. And there's been a purpose and a time for everything that's been experienced. And when you're held in one place and you don't want to be there and you want to leave, and then or you're dreaming about movement, you've just got to be patient, because there's a very divine timing and when you're going to be allowed out of this thing and start flowing in those higher energies again, especially if you resonate with the divine feminine. And for men, because of those high vibrational energies that are coming in for men, it also affects you, and you may feel like all of a sudden you wake up and be like, I've been really immature, I've been the biggest F-boy ever, why was I doing that, or I need to get my crap together, and all of a sudden you're feeling all these feelings and these emotions and these energies and these intuitions that you didn't have a few years ago, and it can be quite confronting because Cosmos is like, you actually need to get it together, and there's bigger, greater things for you to do, and you've got to stop your habits and your behavior from the last 4 years and move into something more vibrant and gorgeous. So land, energies, moving, countries, houses, purchasing property. If you are feeling the call to move countries, that is not uncommon right about now. I'd say there's a lot of people that are wanting to move to more fruitful frequencies or vibrational countries where their soul is guiding them to, and that's where your abundance is going to be. I know, that definitely feels like it's sort of like, I don't want to live here anymore. I want to I don't suit this country. I don't feel like I'm having a good time in this country. I don't really like the vibe of the people anymore. I want to go and explore with my partner overseas, or me and my hubby going to go buy a $1 Italian house or something. We're going to leave it all behind. Maybe I'm going to get into the property market or do some property developing overseas. I'm really feeling the call to go over there. There's a big influence on countries, frequencies, energies, and changing and movement coming up. If you want better things, then maybe it's time to pack up and leave and go and move to a different country or a new living circumstance, because you've finished your time energetically in where you were and it feels icky, yucky, horrible, negative, heavy. You don't want to be here anymore. So you need to follow your gut intuitions and move on into higher vibrational frequencies that are going to suit you, who you are. Land, neighborhoods, townships, they affect your frequency and your energy, and it's really, really important, I think, for joy and happiness and pleasure to be living somewhere that resonates with you and is in alignment with who you are. So that's when we start feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm going to move. I've been living in, say you've been living in New Zealand the past 4 years, or you had to come back because of lockdowns. I know that a lot of that happened. And you were living out in England or France or something, and you had to come back for the lockdowns. You just had a horrible 4 years of your life. All good. It's happened to a lot of people. But now it's opened up, and you can probably feel the call to go back over to Europe again or start a business in Europe or something. So you've got to follow those calls and what you're feeling. And don't ever think you have to sit in negative, unsupportive, disharmonious townships or places where you've just lived and you're like, oh my gosh, there's nothing going on here. Really important with movement and property. I don't know why I keep saying that. If you're wanting to move or feeling to move, make sure you move somewhere in the first place that vibrationally and energetically you feel really good to be in. Don't be fooled if the house is pretty but the neighborhood is horrible. You want to really feel into the essence and the energy of whereabouts you want to move and trust in your intuition. What else did I write on my notes? What have I got? Yeah, moving on into more abundant. Yeah, pretty much all it. Okay, so it feels like in 2020 to 2024 there were also a lot of letdowns that we may have experienced, a lot of letdowns where we thought we were finally going to align with something abundant, but it ended up being a letdown in the last 4 years. I think for a lot, people have been felt hard done by, maybe financially, and closing down the businesses or stuff like that. And it's maybe just a closing down of energies that are no longer suiting you, so you could move into something more expansive and divine. And usually, going to see a psychic is sometimes really good for business, because the way we perceive it versus how it actually is happening energetically can be usually very, very different, and you just don't know because we can't see beyond the physical sometimes. So it's going to be really handy to get a business reading every now and then. Okay, what else? Things just, I think for a group of us, things just didn't seem to be working. It felt like things weren't working out. It was hard to get things off the ground. Maybe you had a really abundant last few years previous to 2020, and then 2020 came, and the last 4 years, your finances have been horrible. You felt really uncomfortable, unconfident. And there's probably you need a little bit of humor in this time as well, because things can be a little bit testing, a little bit trialing. There's a lot of different energies opening up for a lot of different people, and there's a lot of very different vibrational matches where things just aren't clicking anymore. It's uncomfortable. Maybe you don't want to be around Aunt Nellie anymore, or whatever, or your family is doing your head in and you want to go overseas, or maybe you just want to be an artist, whatever it is, and someone keeps saying to you, no, you can't be an artist, you can't do that, you can't do this, can't do that, can't do that, and you're just like, Gotta have a sense of humour with people who are very negative and or maybe just not seeing the world you are, how you are seeing the world. Okay, so have you been humbled the last few months? Cosmic return, because it was a cosmic reset. What you put out, what were you dishing out to others? If you are experiencing certain things now, or you've lost a lot of things, or you're feeling like, okay, I'm like a nobody, I would look back at the last 4 years and how you were treating people and what you were dishing out to people, because it's more so likely now a lot of it came back to you? Did you decide to be really nasty to a flatmate, and then you lost your property? Like there's you make a choice, you align with a certain energy, and then that energy comes back to you. So have you been really, really humbled? Have you been steadily working away from scratch with nothing, spinning yarn into gold for the divine feminine and woman? Divine feminine energy and abundance of the feminine energy takes time, and we are going to see an explosion of divine feminine creativity over the next few years. We're going to see fashion, inspiration. We're going to see a lot of new trends coming out, and we're going to see a lot of new female leaders come out from hiding almost and out into the public sphere and sort of show us actually life can be like this. We don't have to sit in dinosaur consciousness anymore. Okay, yes, relating to more fruitful desired opportunities. Do you know what your desires and your opportunities are now? If you do not, you're most likely going through an awakening. Maybe you realized, maybe you were being like a forest fairy or something for a while there. Maybe you were living in the forest and you didn't want money, or you were like, I don't need a job, and then all of a sudden you realize, actually, in the last few months, maybe you're being seen, they'd be like, actually, I think I want to go into business. That type of thing. Like these things coming out of nowhere, be like, actually, nah, I want an inner city apartment, and I want to do X, Y, Z. So maybe someone's going back to school, maybe we're going back to school, maybe we're going back to do maybe a night course or an online course. Maybe we're like, I can feel it, I'm going to make it happen. Okay, do I have anything else there for the collective insights? Coronavirus, what a ball, right? I'm going to be having, I'm going to do another Oracular Live with the incoming food shortages shortly, because it feels like it's going to be another doozy of a year for 2025. And just one more thing before I go. I'm just going to talk quickly about lack mentality. That is very dinosaur consciousness. And what has happened is there's a big group of us on the earth that are just really tired of it's called a generational gap. We're the generation above us. They're very rooted in dinosaur consciousness, lack mentality, negativity. And for us in our 30s and 40s, we are very, very different. Our energy is different. Our intuition is different. Our desires are different. We're here to build and create new wondrous things, and we don't want to live the life that our parents lived. We just don't. It doesn't make sense to them. We find it hard to converse with them about our ideals. They get on their high horses a little bit. They think they know all the, yeah, I think you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, because a lot of my healing work also is navigating those mother-daughter or father-son dynamics where we are the generation. They were like, but I don't want to yell at people or do this. I don't want to feel anxious and tired all the time. I want to have an abundant life, and it just does not make sense to dinosaur consciousness. Remember that if you are up and about and you are traversing things and talking to people, it's just a frequency difference. It's a dissonance. And to have a sense of humor when someone tries to bully you or shut you down for saying that you cannot be an art gallery owner in Europe. You cannot own property in Spain because who do you think you are? You cannot do X, Y, Z because you got nothing. Well, guess what? Sometimes you got to start from scratch, and actually it's really fulfilling. Okay, thank you for watching, and I hope that was helpful. Enjoy your day.